In a village, some people were playing with iron balls. Nearby, a group of ants was watching them play. The people were hitting one ball with another, and during the game, one iron ball was struck and rolled far away. The ants immediately ran toward the ball. When they reached it, they all worked together to lift it and carry it with them. They carried the heavy ball a long distance until they finally reached their destination. There, some ants were already standing with a walnut. The ants wanted to use the iron ball to break the walnut. First, the ants took the iron ball up a hill and dropped it onto the walnut, but the walnut did not break. Instead, it sank into the ground. The ants tried a second time. This time, they placed a piece of a broken pot under the walnut and dropped the ball again. The pot shard broke, but the walnut still did not crack. The ants made a third attempt. They placed the walnut on a large stone and dropped the ball. This time, the walnut bounced around like a rubber ball. Finally, the ants carried the iron ball to the highest hill. From there, they dropped it directly onto the walnut. This time, the walnut finally broke open. But then, something unexpected happened. Inside the walnut was a caterpillar. It had already eaten the walnut from the inside. All the hard work of the ants was wasted. Ant revenge. Cherry blossom in a beautiful flower garden. There was a pile of peas. An ant had been collecting them because a pecan had fallen nearby, and she was building a big mountain of peas. After stacking them, the ant went back to bring more peas. But a sneaky fly was secretly watching her. The fly took one pea from the mountain, and the whole pile collapsed. The ant came back, saw the mess, and felt really sad that all her hard work was ruined, while the fly laughed quietly. And still, the ant didn't give up. She started rebuilding the mountain again. But when she left to fetch more peas, the fly returned and pulled out another pea, breaking the pile again. Pouting face this time, the ant got angry and walked away, while the fly kept watching her with a wicked smile. Lady Beetle suddenly, the ant's friend, a bug, appeared. He dropped peas from the can right on top of the fly, burying her under the pile. The ant was happy, gave one pea to her bug friend as a thank you gift, and the bug walked away. Meanwhile, the fly was stuck under the mountain of peas, getting exactly what she deserved. On a bright sunny day at a beautiful beach, a little black bug came crawling out of the sand. As he wandered around, something caught his eye. A shiny, delicious-looking donut lying near a seashell. Excited, the bug rushed over, sniffed it, and gave it a tiny lick. Sweet, he said to himself. He tried to carry it home, but the donut was way too heavy for his tiny legs. Still, he didn't give up and started dragging it slowly through the sand. 3 flies sitting nearby noticed him. They buzzed and giggled. Look at that little guy, trying to steal a donut all by himself. When the bug passed in front of them, the flies zoomed down, surrounded him, and snatched the donut away. The poor black bug could only stand there, staring in shock as his sweet dream flew away. But someone else was watching, a clever beach beetle hiding behind a shell. The beetle chuckled and thought, let's have some fun. He quickly made a fake donut out of sand, perfectly round, topped with a sprinkle of seashell dust. When the flies landed to eat the real donut, the beetle shouted, "Hey, you guys! That one's old. There's a fresh donut over here." The flies zoomed over to the new donut and started munching, only to realize their mouths were full of sand. What is this? Meanwhile, the clever beetle swooped down, grabbed the real donut, and called the little black bug over. Come on, buddy. Let's share this one together. Happily nibbling the donut.
One day, a group of ants stole a cell phone from the beach and tried to carry it back to their home. While taking it inside, the phone got stuck at the entrance. Somehow, they managed to pull it into their nest and placed it in one spot inside. All the ants gathered around and stared at the phone. Suddenly, a call came in, and the phone started ringing. The ants loved the sound of the ringtone and stood there listening happily. As soon as the call disconnected, the ringtone stopped, and the ants went back to their work. The next day, whenever a call came, all the ants would immediately stop their work and run toward the phone. After the call ended, they would return to their tasks. This kept happening again and again. But after a few days, the phone's battery died and the phone turned off. When the ants realized it no longer made any sound, they picked it up and threw it into the junk storage room.
There was a beautiful swimming pool, and near it on a plant lived a big spider who had built her web there. Nearby, a small spider had also spun her own web on the same plant. One day, a fly came buzzing by, but accidentally bumped into the plant and fell into the water. Her wings got wet, and she fainted. Seeing this, both spiders thought of catching the fly. The big spider rushed first, climbing onto a piece of foam that was floating in the pool and started heading toward the fly. But the foam began to fill with water and sink. The big spider barely managed to crawl out, soaked and struggling. Just then, the little spider came with a glass, sat inside it, and started floating toward the fly to catch her. The big spider, not wanting the little one to succeed, started throwing olives at her to sink her. The olives worked, and the small spider also began to sink. Meanwhile, the fly slowly began to regain consciousness. The big spider quickly spun a web across the swimming pool and tried to use it to reach the fly. But just as she reached, the little spider appeared from the other side, and both ended up falling into the water. At that moment, the fly fully woke up, flapped her wings, and flew away safely. Both spiders were left with nothing, empty-handed and dripping wet.
One day, a group of wasps were performing stunts, flying quickly and at high altitudes, making a lot of noise. All the other insects in the jungle were watching their tricks in awe. But one bug, who was peacefully sleeping, was disturbed by the loud commotion. The noise ruined his nap, and he became very angry. He flew up and knocked one of the wasps out of the air, then decided to teach the whole group a lesson. The bugs flew from one wasp to another, scolding them all for being so loud. The wasps, furious, decided to take revenge and chased after the bug. But the bug was clever. He led them on a long journey through the jungle, showing them all the sights. As the wasps grew tired, the bug spotted a road divider ahead. He flew through it and landed on a flower, which was just about to bloom. The wasps, flying too fast, crashed into the divider. In the end, the wasps were exhausted, and their stunts came to an abrupt stop. Thanks to the clever bug, everyone in the jungle found peace, and the bug was finally able to get some much-needed rest.